Mandy Rose from Basic Series 92, released in 2018. Now this gold attire is iconic to Mandy, and she has worn a gold variation of her attire on multiple different occasions. However, the black detailing included in this figure reminds me of when she teamed with Goldust in the Mix Match Challenge in 2018, where her and Goldust formed the team Rose Gold. A good match to watch that team perform was when they faced Jimmy Uso and Naomi in the tournament, and actually lost. So this was Mandy's debut figure, and it's really not a bad debut. But I'll show you a couple good and a couple bad things about it. So moving up close, the one thing you'll notice is that head is way out of scale with the rest of the body. I mean, it's huge. And honestly, it has the same circumference as her midsection, which is just bizarre. But moving up close, that face scan is pretty good and does look a lot like her. And then that hair mold is cool because it's got some curl to it, and she has that bright blonde color, which is so signature to her. Now, moving on to the attire, as you can see, it's got that stunning gold appearance, and again, from a distance it looks great, but up close you'll see that that top has that generic molded sports bra top that you see quite a bit in these women's basics, and that's disappointing because that way, when they do this, they just kind of paint the woman's signature attire on top of this and think that no one notices, but it's noticeable. It is nice they included this little gold band around her neck, and then on her left arm has this little black band, which is cool. Moving on to her lower extremity, the first thing I noticed, which is very unique to her, and it's cool that they did take this attention to detail, is you'll see that there's a little bit of a flesh color tone up here. And what this signifies is her lower extremity little tights dip down a little bit. And that is very accurate to what she did wear. Again, we have those black accents, and moving her around, this is something else that I noticed that is unique to her as far as I know. Is she has this gold attire on her bottom here in the back, but they did paint a little flesh color on there, signifying a little cheek. And she does have very strong glutes. You know, she was a bodybuilder and everything, so that's cool that they added that. She just has black painted on knee pads, and then gold boots with white laces molded on, with rose on each side. And to be honest with you, I prefer these boots over the Elite. But overall, it wasn't a bad introduction into the Mattel line, and I think it works just fine. So when I was trying to come up with an overall score for a lot of these basics, I realized that the reason I chose these basics for the 12 Days of Jillmas is because there's some type of sentimental meaning behind them, however little or big it may be. And this Mandy Rose is no different. So I came across this Mandy Rose at Walgreens about 2 years ago, way before I started this collection, honestly. I came across it, and not only did I think it was cool, but I thought, man, I bet you my daughter would love that. It's a strong and beautiful woman wrestler. And sure enough, I got it. She loved it. But so did I. And that made me realize that these women's wrestling figures are awesome. And they deserve some love and attention. So this is one of the pioneers of my collection, to say the least. So like I said, I could give it a score. But at the end of the day, I kind of want to just sit back and talk about these 12 figures in the 12 Days of Jillmas. And tell them why they're important to me. Thanks for stopping by LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here. And thanks for checking out another episode of the 12 Days of Jillmas and finding out why these 12 specific women's basics are special to me. Have a happy holidays, everybody. I'll see you soon.